The night was quiet, the sky was dark, and a young boy named Ayan sat alone outside a small closed shop, the weak glow of his old mobile phone lighting up his face. The signal was low, the battery dying, and the cold wind made his hands shake. But still, he kept watching a video about engineering, replaying the same lesson again and again until he understood it. He whispered to himself, "One day, one day I will change my life." Ayan lived in a tiny village where dreams usually died young. His house had cracked walls, an unstable roof, and barely enough space for his family. His father worked in a small welding shop and earned just enough to survive. Buying books, paying fees, even buying a new pen was a challenge. But Ayan never complained. He believed dreams were free and effort was priceless. Every morning he walked to school with torn shoes and an old backpack. His classmates laughed at him. "Bro, look at you," one boy said. "You want to be an engineer? You don't even have proper internet." Another boy added, "Stop chasing useless dreams. You'll end up doing the same work as your father." Ayan stayed silent, not because he believed them, but because he believed in himself more. Deep inside, he knew one thing. People only laugh at dreams they're afraid to chase. Every night, after finishing his chores, Ayan quietly stepped out of the house while everyone slept. He walked to the only place in the village that had free Wi-Fi, the small mini-mart at the corner. He sat on the cold ground, placed his phone on his knee, and started learning coding, physics, and math. Sometimes the power would go out. Sometimes rain would soak him. Sometimes dogs barked nearby. But he never stopped. He watched videos with buffering, took notes in the dim light, and taught himself everything he could. One night, his mother woke up and noticed he was not in bed. Worried, she stepped outside and saw him sitting in the cold. "Ayan, my child," she said softly, "why are you doing this to yourself?" Ayan looked up with tired eyes but a glowing smile. "Mom, I want a life you and Dad never had. I want to become an engineer." His mother wiped her tears and whispered, "Then don't stop. Just don't stop." Months passed. Ayan applied for a scholarship. An exam where thousands of students from big cities participated. He studied day and night, using borrowed books, free Wi-Fi, and his small notebook filled with handwritten formulas. The day of the exam came. Ayan traveled to the city for the first time. Tall buildings, rushing cars, and busy crowds made him nervous. His clothes were simple, his shoes old. But his dreams were bigger than the entire city. Inside the exam hall, other students discussed coaching centers, expensive notes, and private tutors. Ayan sat quietly, holding on to his belief that effort was more powerful than resources. He gave his exam with full focus. When he returned home, everyone waited for results. Days went by. Weeks passed. One morning he checked his phone and froze. His eyes widened. His heart raced. He couldn't believe it. He had passed. But there was one problem. The scholarship he received covered only half of the fee. The remaining amount was more than his father earned in 3 months. Ayan hesitated to tell his father, but eventually he did. His father sat silently for a long time. Then he stood up, walked outside, and looked at the sky. After a moment he came back, put his hand on Ayan's shoulder and said, "My son, if you have the courage to chase big dreams, then I have the courage to support you. We will find a way." His father worked overtime at the welding shop. His mother began stitching clothes for neighbors. Ayan helped at home whenever possible. Together, they gathered the fee. After weeks of struggle, they paid it. Ayan started attending the engineering program. For the first time, he had access to real labs, proper internet, and teachers who encouraged him. But he still felt behind compared to students who grew up with laptops, coaching, and supportive environments. He stayed long hours in the library. He slept on benches while studying. He ate less so he could save money for notebooks. He downloaded lectures and studied them until 3 a.m. Some nights he cried quietly, thinking, "Is this too much for me?" But then he remembered the cold nights outside the mini-mart, the sacrifices of his parents, and the people who laughed at him. That pain became his fuel. In his final year, Ayan decided to build a project that no one in his class dared to attempt, a small device that could convert sunlight into backup, electricity for villages with unstable power. He had no money to buy good equipment. He collected broken parts from old electronics shops, repaired damaged circuits, and borrowed tools from seniors. His project failed more than 10 times. Wires burned, circuits exploded, batteries melted. But Ayan did not give up. Every failure taught him something new. One evening, after hours of trying, the device finally worked. A tiny bulb lit up, bright and steady. Ayan stared at it, tears filling his eyes. "This is for my village," he whispered. "This is for my parents." His professors were shocked by his innovation. They encouraged him to present it at a national engineering competition. Ayan went there with fear but also with hope. Hundreds of students displayed expensive projects. Ayan stood next to them with wires tied with tape and handwritten labels. People laughed quietly. Some whispered, "This poor boy won't win anything." But when it was his turn to present, Ayan spoke with heart, confidence, and passion. He explained how his invention could help thousands of underprivileged villages. The judges were impressed, truly impressed. When the results were announced, Ayan couldn't breathe. The announcer said, "First prize goes to Ayan Khan." The hall went silent for a moment, then applause filled the air. Ayan walked onto the stage, shaking, emotional, unable to speak. He held the trophy close and said only one sentence, "If you don't give up, life can't defeat you." The prize opened doors. A top engineering company offered him a job. Ayan's invention was funded for development. News channels covered his story. He returned to his village months later, not as a boy with a dying phone, but as an engineer who had changed his destiny. His father hugged him tightly. His mother cried with joy. Children from the village gathered around him, calling him a hero. Ayan smiled and said, "If I can do it, so can you." And in that moment, his journey, from broken shoes to big dreams, became proof that success doesn't come from money, background, or luck. Success comes from one thing: refusing to quit.